There's a system around you, a system so powerful, so cleverly designed that most people never even notice it's there. It feeds on your ambition, it rewards your hard work, but just enough to keep you coming back. It tells you are for free while quietly deciding how far you'll go, how much you'll own, and even how long you'll struggle. This is the money trap. Every day, millions of Americans wake up, work harder than ever, and still feel broke. They make more money than their parents ever did, yet somehow they are buried in debt, drowning in bills, and trapped in a cycle they can't escape. But here's the truth, this isn't an accident, it's engineered. In this video, we'll uncover how the system keeps you poor, who benefits from it, and most importantly, how to escape it. Stay till the end because once you see how deep this goes, you'll never look at money the same way again. To understand the trap, we need to go back not to your last paycheck but to the birth of money itself. Money was once a tool, a medium of exchange, something neutral, but over time it evolved into something else, control. When central banks were created in the early 1900s, something subtle but massive shifted. Before that, most money was backed by gold, a real physical asset. But when governments detached currency from gold, they gained the power to print as much as they wanted. And when that happened, money became debt. Every dollar you own is a promise owed by someone else, and as more money is printed, your share, your purchasing power silently erodes. That's inflation. But it's more than rising prices, it's a slow theft that takes from the working class and gives to those who already own assets. The wealthy know this game because they designed it. The poor and middle class, they play by the rules the rich wrote, thinking hard work alone will save them. In the 1950s, something new began, consumerism, the idea that buying things equals happiness. Companies learned a secret: if they could make you want instead of need, they could turn you into a lifelong customer. So they created advertising empires, hired psychologists, and learned exactly how to manipulate your emotions, fear, status, envy, belonging. You don't buy that car because you need it. You buy it because it says something about you. You don't upgrade your phone because it stopped working. You upgrade because you have been trained to feel behind. You have been taught to measure success not by freedom but by what you can afford on credit. And that's the keyword, credit. Because every time you swipe that card, every time you take that loan, every time you buy now and pay later, you are selling a piece of your future. That became the modern form of slavery, voluntary, invisible, and celebrated. The average American household owes over $100,000 in various debts, and yet most can't even question it. That's how deep the trap runs. Let's be real. From the moment you are born, you are being trained not to think independently, not but to fit into the system. You go to school not to learn financial freedom but to become a good worker. You are told to go to college even if it means decades of debt. You graduate just to work for corporations that profit from your labor. You are taxed when you earn, taxed when you spend, taxed when you save, and taxed when you die. And yet, the wealthy, the ones who own the corporations, the banks, and assets, use legal loopholes to pay less tax than you. Why? Because they don't earn money, they own money. The poor and the middle class work for money, the rich make money work for them. That's the system, a pyramid built on your labor designed to feed those at the top. Here's the secret they don't teach you in your school: banks don't lend our money, they have. They create it when they lend. When you take a loan, that money didn't exist a second ago, it's born from debt, and you become responsible for paying it back with interest. So every dollar in the economy exists because someone owes it, and that means there is never enough money to pay back all debt. That's the design. The system needs you in debt to survive. If everyone paid off their loans tomorrow, the economy would collapse because the system runs on your dependence. The money trap isn't just economic, it's psychological. We are conditioned to compare, to compete, and crave validation. Social media turn envy into entertainment. Now you don't even need a salesman, you sell to yourself. You chase the image, not feeling, but you buy the dream and stay broke in the process. The trap isn't the price tag, it's the belief that happiness is something you can buy. But here's the good news: Once you see the trap, you can step outside it. Escaping doesn't mean never spending, it means spending consciously. It means shifting from consumer to creator. The system runs on people who trade time for money. Freedom begins when you trade value for money instead. Start by building assets, things that generate income while you sleep. It could be a small business, digital products, and real estate, or even a skill that compounds over time. Next, avoid lifestyle inflation. As your income rises, don't increase your expenses, invest the difference. And the most importantly, learn financial literacy because the trap loses power the moment you understand how it works. You read, question, and think independently. The new definition of wealth isn't luxury, it's freedom. Freedom to choose how you spend your time, freedom to walk away from toxic jobs, freedom to live life on your terms. That's the ultimate escape. We are entering a new era where the ones who thrive are not the ones who spend the most, but the ones who understand the game. And once you master it, you don't need to be a billionaire to be free. The trap was never just about money, it was about keeping you busy. You'd never question who benefits from your effort. But now you see it. The system doesn't fear rebellion, it fears awareness. Because awareness leads to independence, and independence leads to change. So the next time you feel trapped, remember the cage was never locked. You just had to see it. If this message is hitting deep, make sure you hit that subscribe button because the next chapter will go even further into how money, power, and freedom truly connect.